Yes, so very good evening, everyone. So hope you have enjoyed all the 6 days for the past 6 days regarding SPSS, and we had a good great hands-on session. And today, as I told you earlier, that from yesterday, today onwards, we are having another four resource persons to talk about on academic writing. For the past 6 days, we have done with a lot of practical exercises and theoretical perspectives about MS Excel as well as SPSS, how to do the what was that uh, SPSS package settings. Everything we came to know. I won't say everything we came to know. Something we came to know about the process of data analysis, right? And today we are going to start this session with another resource person on a topic called academic writing skills, enhancing clarity, coherence, and style. And today resource person, she is Dr. Nandini ma'am, and she is working as a deputy director, Center for Distance and Online Education, Amit deemed to be University, Tamil Nadu, Chennai, India. She is working as a deputy director, one of the pioneer institutions in Tamil Nadu, Chennai. And we are very glad and we are happy to invite Professor Dr. Nandini ma'am as a resource person here. When I was approaching her without any hesitations, she told, "Yes, sir, I will come and take the session," and she gave the dates accordingly. And now this is a time to learn more things about academic clarity, everything. Their participants, as like the same, like the previous six classes, classes will be there for first 40 to 45 minutes. And then we will give you the interaction. And same way, again, 45 to 50 minutes classes will be there, and we will go for the interaction. But any more or less, we will give the complete freedom to the uh, take the class in such a way that everybody able to understand the concept. And I got talked with the ma'am in the morning itself, and she told us, "Sir, I came with lot of exercises, sir. So based on the participants' cooperation, I will be engaging the classes accordingly. So I want you all people to engage with the resource persons because we have taken huge initiatives every time to give you quality of knowledge in the progress of research as well as academic, right? And without much delay, let me hand over the session to ma'am.
Good evening, sir, and good evening, all. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're perfectly audible, ma'am.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. It was a warm introduction given by you, sir. I'm so honored to be here in this session, addressing to so many researchers, research students, faculties, and others. So it's my pleasure, sir. Can I start sharing my screen?
Yes, ma'am, you can start, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. All right. So this session, I'll try to make it as interesting as possible. So we all keep writing. Writing has started when we were so small, right? When we were just kids, scribbling. It all started with scribbling. That's how our writing skill developed. Okay, then starting with alphabet, then learned the words, then we started combining the words, putting into sentences. Still, in this being in this field, many of us are facing difficulty when writing the academic papers. That's a very big challenge that we have right now. So, in this session, we are going to enhance the writing skills. We will learn how to get the clarity. Let's see how to get the coherence and the style, of course. Okay. So I had broken this session into four parts basically. The Q&A session I'm planning to introduce after every part. So the first session would be introduction to academic writing. The second session would be clarity in academic writing. Then comes coherence and flow. Then the academic style and the tone. Okay, so we will have a quick Q&A session here and there, discussion sessions. If possible, I'll be able to give you some detail or maybe a hands-on workout as well. So let's see how things go about. So let's see, why is this? So let's see the first part. Okay, introduction to academic writing. So what is this all about? So let's start with a definition. So this is a formal, structured, evidence-based form of writing which we normally use in the education and research context. So where all do you think the writing comes? Writing comes with the students, the academicians, with regard to the notes, with regard to the research articles, papers, book publication, book chapters, and all. Then comes the business writing. So, business writing, we have reports, we have various mails to be sent, and all that. So, each and every domain is different by itself. So, when we talk of academic writing, we talk more of the formal, structured. It's not like what we communicate in WhatsApp. Okay, WhatsApp language is totally different, right? So, we are not talking of those things. What we are talking of is the formal, structured, and evidence based form of writing. So, it is a language which is used to communicate the scholarly ideas and the findings in universities, journals. I'm sorry about the spelling, thesis, and the conferences. So, these are the places where academic writing comes in place. Then, to convey the complex ideas clearly, logically, and objectively also to the academic audience. So that is the definition part of academic writing. But why this is so important? Why we need to keep it in a conference, in a workshop? That too on a 10 days workshop, one day is dedicated to academic writing. Is it so much important? Yes, it is important. From the student's perspective, it is required to write the assignments, dissertations, essays, research reports, of course, the answers that the students write in their answer scripts. Okay, the way you write, that fetches you the mark, right? This actually, when the academic writing skill improves, it helps the students to develop the critical thinking and the argumentation skills. So that is one of the major importance for the from the student's perspective. From the research or the professional context, okay, why is this academic writing important? So this is used in publishing the journal articles, presenting the conference papers, writing the grant proposals, etc. So if our this writing, academic writing skill is not good, what will happen? The journal articles that we are sending to the journals for publishing may get rejected, or it might be, again and again coming for rework. And if we are sending our papers for conference publications or conference presentations, chances are that we might know our paper might not get selected because of poor writing skills. When we write a grant proposals are very hard to crack in. Okay, so there, if we don't have the right academic writing skill, there is very low chances that our grant will be provided. Our proposal would be accepted. So we need to enhance this particular skill so that it enhances a scholar's credibility and the professional standing. Based on one's academic skill, okay, the people are judged by the students, by co-academicians, by the research community. Okay, so this is essential. So the key characteristics of academic writing, what are those? The first one is the formal tone. We should not be using any slang, contractions, or casual language. For example, we don't address kids in academic writing. We say children. Do you know the actual meaning of kids? Anybody? What is meant by a kid? K-I-D. What is meant by kid? Anybody? Come on, people. Let's have an interactive session. What is the meaning of a kid? Or rather, to whom do we refer to as kids? The baby of a sheep, that is referred to as kid. Yes, colloquially we can use the word kid, but not when it comes to academic writing. We have to refer them as children, right? Then the objective of the writing, whatever we are in, it should not be like, a biased writing. It has to be based on the evidence that we have, or based on what content we have, or based on the data that we have. So it has to be evidence based. No personal opinion should be there. Like, I feel that, or I believe that, from my experience, I come to a conclusion that these things have to be avoided. These things might deviate from the objective and the evidence based. So when we write an academic writing, we have to substantiate with the research that we have done or by the research of others. According to the work of so and so, or based on the data collected and the conclusion made, we have to come up with such statements. The content, the entire body of the document should have a clear structure. It should have an introduction, it should have the body of the content, then a conclusion. So introduction should give way to what is that we are going to discuss in that particular document. That has to be put up there. Then comes the actual content. Then comes the conclusion. Like in our thing, I had an agenda screen, right? So I have shown you that this is what you are going to expect from this particular presentation or in today's session, right? That clarity have to be given by any writer, any researcher. Okay, then comes the precise language. Don't use flowery language. Don't use ambiguous statements. Like, most of them have said, a lot of research has come up with, no, don't. Have a specific number. Research is a language of numbers. So present that. With that statement, you give it. Like approximately 72% of the samples have this particular opinion. Come up with that language. Don't use ambiguous statements. It has to be unambiguous. Then citations. So the citations, these are the sources are referenced using, most of the time it is APA style. 90% of the research papers, they want the citations to be in APA format. I think yet another speaker is going to handle session on citations separately. So I'm not going to touch on that. So just to inform you that APA style is the most common thing. Okay, what are the common forms of academic writing? So for students, it is essays. Mostly it will be argumentative or analytical pieces. Argumentative in the sense, mostly it will be discussion based or maybe a case study based. You have a situation given and for that situation you will be working on it. That is the argumentative. Analytical is based on the data, the numbers speaks. Then we have the reports. Reports is we have structured findings on a problem. Okay. Like, we have an objective. A report normally goes with a problem. Objective, which tries to find a solution for a particular problem. Then we have, based on that, we come up with literature, we come up with data, we come up with data analysis, and then we come to a conclusion. That is a report. Dissertations, in-depth original research with clear methodology has to be there. Okay. Then for researchers, this is the most interesting part. One is journal articles. So most of the situation, the journal articles are peer reviewed, okay, in academic journal. Then we have conference papers where we summarize the research shared in at the academic events. Then the literature review. Getting the literature review done is an art. Okay. Sometimes, there are certain paper which is published only based on literature review, just with the help of literature review. But still, that is more critical than we think of. So each one's style might differ, but the principle of clarity, coherence, formality, all these things remain the same wherever we apply for. Okay. Then who are going to be the audience? In our case, in academic writing, the audience often consists of professors, researchers, peers, then the scholars in the field. So we have to keep it formal, formal, formal. I'm reiterating this word again and again. It's formal, right? Okay, there are various forms of writing also. We have academic form of writing is what we are looking at right now. So it's formal, structured, evidence-based. For example, the thesis, research paper, etc. Then there are creative forms of writing. Normally, novels, poems, storybooks, all these come under creative category. So it could be imaginative, it could be narrative driven also. Once I picked up a book on operational marketing, operational management. Okay. So it went like a story which told that the bottleneck has to be identified very clearly in the operations management. So all the calculations is based on the bottleneck. That is the crux of that particular book. But you know what? Both academic and the creative style mix was there. Till today, I am unable to find a book in such line. This book I picked up somewhere 20 years before. That was the time I saw the book in a library in Surat, Gujarat. Okay, so there was a combination of these two styles, but yet the formal thing was not missing. Okay, still I'm not able to pick any book like that. So any one of you can try for that. Then we have journalistic style of writing. So this is based on the facts, engaging, timely. Today's news, if we are going to post it 10 days later, it has got no value at all. So it has to be updated timely. So journalistic article are different style, which just most of the time it will be narrative, which will say that such a such thing happened. This is the thing, this is it. So that way it is done. Then we have the business. These we have memos, reports, mails, all that. So this is mostly concise, action oriented and goal driven. Excuse me. Okay. Sorry. These are common myths about academic writing. People say that I must use really big words to sound smart. I need to use my power of jargons. I need to bring in different jargons. No, it's not so. The reality is keep it simple. The simple language is better. Okay. And there is another myth stating that long sentences mean the writer is intelligent. No, not at all. Have short, clear sentences to enhance the readability. There should be no confusion in that. That's how it has to be given. Academic writing is always boring. This is yet another myth. No, not at all. Good academic writing is engaging through clarity and strong arguments. You know how much we can bring out when we academicians come together to um, uh, involve in an argument. It's amazing. Please try it out in your staff room. Bring out a topic and try it out. So that will give a enthusiasm to put that particular piece into writing. So you can talk on the e-vehicle is coming up one side, and there is yet another rule coming up that diesel vehicles more than 10 years are not to be used anymore, and petrol vehicles more than 15 years are not to be used anymore. This has um, been, emphasized in Delhi, but I think right now it is put on hold. So you can start your arguments, you can just start your, debate kind of discussion, a research discussion in your staff room. Why not? Try it out. A lot of, new ideas will be coming up. We will be able to relate why such a thing has happened. Is it because of pollution or is it to move in the EV vehicles? E-vehicles, I'm sorry. So think about it leads to really good ideas, interesting. Personal voice must be hidden. That's another myth. No, not at all. In some discipline where education and sociology is being used, okay, there this personal voices can be used. Like, our personal experience can be put up, but not as a direct first order English, but the third degree language. We can use it that way. The author once had this particular experience. You can come up like that. It's your own experience, but you're putting the same thing in a third degree order, right? Okay. So let's have a discussion here. Any doubts till this? I was told by Bennett sir that you people are really, the audience are really, cooperative, always spring for discussions and all that. Please, I'm waiting. Anybody?
No,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Ma'am, I want to know personal voice must be hidden. It means, ma'am.
It means I met a person. I met Dr. Abdul Kalam and got introduced to this particular concept. Instead of that, you can put it as author once had an opportunity to meet Dr. Abdul Kalam, so that and had a discussion on this, which the author brought it out to light through this method. So you can bring it that way. That's what I mean by the third degree.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. I got, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Anybody else? Okay. Can we publish a review paper in see, it depends on the objective of each and every journal. If a particular journal is accepting those review articles, yes, you can. For that, you need to go to that particular web page and read what kind of papers they accept. Okay. I hope I have answered your query. I don't know who it is, Xiaomi. I feel like I'm reading out a robot's number. It's a humble request when you join such formal meetings, please rename it with your own name. So it will give a good feel to the speaker also. It's just a request. So I hope I have answered this question. Anybody has any other questions, please? Anybody? All right. So let us continue to the second part. Enhancing clarity in writing. How do we enhance this clarity? I'm just writing it down as and when thoughts come to my mind. How do I bring in clarity? Many people have this feeling, after writing, if I read through my own writing, I don't understand head or tail. How many of you feel this? Many of my students have asked me this. After writing my answers, I don't understand what I have written. How are you guys able to read it and, award me marks? So people have asked such questions also. So clarity is essential. Why it is essential? The academic writer's primary goal is to what? To convey complex ideas in a manner that is easy to understand. So how we can do this? How we can bring in clarity? We write down once. That's not final, okay? That's the first draft. Reread the sentences. When we reread the sentences, we will know what we are trying to tell the audience there. And we will get a feeling whether we are giving it with clarity or not, or the message has lost its clarity. We will get to know that. But for that, we need to revisit our own document, reread the sentences. Right? So, in case you don't understand the meaning, what you're trying to convey through your words, then your message has lost its clarity. It has got no value at all. So when we write, yes, there are various other things essential, but the most essential thing is the clarity. That is the crown jewel of the academic writing. Got it? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's proceed. So how do we do it? I don't want you to say that you have to do like this and leave off. No. Let's break it down to simple rules. Use simple and precise vocabulary. That is must. So when we don't use big jargons, that itself will reduce the complexity, right? So reread the sentences after writing. Uh, so this academic writing is not the test of our vocabulary. How much vocabs you know? No, it's not that. But the critical thinking, your analysis, and your communication, that is what is important. So use the words that are really accurate. I'm sorry. Am I there in the meeting?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Okay, but I'm sorry about the sudden power loss, but still, the backup should be on. Yeah. Where I was. So the critical
thinking.
Yeah, thank you. So the critical thinking is what is more important, and the way you communicate. Okay, that is more important than anything else. So how do we do that? Write a paragraph, reread it. You cannot reread the entire document all at once. So what you can do is finish one chunk, go through that again and again. You will be able to identify it. Okay. So the best thing which I do is normally I write a particular chapter today or a particular article today. I won't revisit that today itself. I will let it remain there. The next day, I will come back to it. So when I'm giving a gap after doing other course and other work, what happens is my mind is again clear from whatever I was thinking yesterday, right? So I'll be able to see that from a very clear perspective, and I'll be able to see if I'm getting the meaning out of it. If not, I rework on it. That's how I do. So uh, the good practice is normally don't use complex, ambiguous, unclear statements. Always start or always use simple words. Don't use comments. Use just begin. Don't use terminate. Use just end. A multitude of. Why all that? Simple many would be sufficient. Facilitate. Yes, it's a good word, but not for the academic writing. Help is the better word. In the event that, why so complication? If situation is like this. Due to the fact that, use simple because that is enough. See, I have an example also here. The researcher commenced the experiment subsequent to receiving the requisite approvals. Oh my God, it's like a jalebi going round and round and round. Instead, we can just simply have the researcher began the experiment after receiving the necessary approval. Sounds clear? The second statement sounds very clear, isn't it? So it's always better to have that. Okay. We need to avoid jargon and unfamiliar terms. Just give me 2 minutes. Benazir, I'll just move a little away because it started raining and I'm getting the raindrops inside on my laptop. So just give me 2 minutes, please. Okay. I think it's. All right. Now it's better. Okay. So, The second step to write a clear research article is we need to avoid jargon and unfamiliar terms. So, like, technical terms like alienate readers. Not everyone understands alienate, right? So, we need to use very simple words. Good practice is to define in case we are using any new terms or coming up with a very complicated term. It's better to define them before using it ahead, right? For example, cognitive dissonance, which refers to the mental discomfort caused by holding conflicting beliefs and I'm sorry. Yeah, this can influence the decision-making process. Here, we are trying to define this cognitive dissonance. So, we are trying to explain what is this cognitive dissonance, and then we are going to the next, right? If people have any doubts, you can keep posting it. After this part, I will answer the questions, right? So keep the sentences short and direct. Don't write like jalebi, okay? Round and round and round and confusing. Long sentences can really be confusing. Aim for an average of maximum 20 words per maximum 20 words. That is the minimum that's a maximum you can use, right? So don't go beyond that per sentence. Break the long sentences into 2 or more clear thoughts. You can have short sentences. You can have more sentences. Don't have too many words in one sentence itself. This is caused because of one aspect. That was caused because of second aspect. No, don't do that. Instead, break into short, simple, direct statements. Each sentence should express one major idea. For example, the program which was designed to support underprivileged youth by providing educational opportunities, mentorship and career guidance was launched in 2023 and is expected to run for 5 years. Why putting everything into one thing like khichdi, right? Khichdi is good at times, but not every time, especially not in academic. So here we can write as the program supports underprivileged youth through education, mentorship, and career guidance. Enough. What is this program? Clear definition is given. It was launched in 2023. If I am there, I will break that sentence. It will run for 5 years. Right? That's how you need to create sentence. Keep it short. Keep it direct. Prefer active voice over passive voice. Many say that to avoid plagiarism, use passive voice. You will come over plagiarism. But actually, it's not so. When we write on our own, okay, it will automatically overcome the plagiarism. I don't know how I can say it, but in my PhD thesis report, for an entire page of literature review of more than 100 pages, the plagiarism was 0%. In one go, it was. Though I rewrote it several times, okay, but still the plagiarism report for my literature review, that particular chapter was just 0%. So we can get it done, but you need to know certain norms. That is where people go wrong. So active voice actually makes the sentences more clearer than the passive voice. Okay. Say, for example, the test was administered by the teacher. Why? Directly have the teacher administered the test. Very clear. Good. The data were analyzed by the team. The team analyzed the data. Another sentence. The results were evaluated by the committee. No, the committee evaluated the results. Very clear, right? The next is eliminate the redundancy and wordiness. Every word should have a purpose in the report. If a particular word is being used unnecessarily, just pick that up, throw it away. Don't use it. For example, in order to, why? Just straight away write to. At this point in time, why? It creates a lot of confusion. What is this? At this point in time, is the author pointing to previous discussion, or is he pointing to the timeline? Clarity is not there. So direct have now. That is due to the fact that, why? Because instead of absolutely essential, use essential. Why that flowery word absolutely? No need. Has the ability to. Use simple can. Okay. Now let's see this example. In order to achieve success, students must be able to demonstrate that they possess the ability to manage time effectively. The right way is to succeed, students must demonstrate effective time management. In the first statement, it is very difficult to identify what is that author trying to say. Right? But in the second statement, oh, he's talking about effective time management. That's fine. We are able to directly see that content, relate that effective time management to the success of the students. Next, be specific and concrete. No vague writing. Like things, most of the time, sometimes, people say this. No, it's not accepted. Okay, many students face issue. What is that definition of many there? 63% of students reported stress-related challenges. So here, the percentage is given. 63 is more than 50%. So it's quite high. What is that issue they are talking of? Stress-related challenges. So who are talking about this? Students. Students talking about stress-related challenges. It's a grave issue, right? So we are able to relate to that very clearly. Some improvements were made. What improvements were made? For what? What was the outcome? Nothing was there. The attendance rate increased by 15%. Now it makes some sense, right? Maintain consistency in technology and attendance. Once you do it, inconsistent, say like, in case we are addressing students there are many ways to students, learners, academicians, there are many things. Are using one particular word, please always use the same word, same jargon, unless and until you are referring to someone else. You would have read these legal documents, right? Part A is this person, part B is this person, clear definition given. Now no change in it. Wherever part A, this person. Wherever part B given, this person. Likewise, our academic writing skills also to improve. Where we are using or we are researching about something which has happened in the past, then maintain the past tense. Wherever we are trying to find things about general truths. Now I told you that petrol cars and diesel cars, right? So there it is a general truth that we are talking of. It has not come to an end. So you can use present tense for that. Got it? For example, the research was conducted in 2022. It shows that stress is common. The research was conducted in 2022. It showed that stress was common. See, in the first sentence, there is a controversy between the two sentences. First sentences said that past, 2022. And it is saying that right now stress is common. It doesn't make any sense at all. But in the second statement, both of them relate to 2022 only. In that particular timeline, stress was common. Got it? Use parallel structure. When listing or comparing, keep the grammatical structure same. That actually improves the clarity and readability. Let us say the study aimed to analyze, identify, and improve outcome. The study aimed to analyze, identify, and improve outcome. What difference do you see here? Both say the same thing, right? But still, what is the difference in these two sentences? Identifying, analyze. Second, you are saying identifying, then improve outcome. Either say analyzing, identifying, and improving outcome. Or say analyze, identify, and improve outcome. Got it? So let's summarize this particular part. Use simple vocabulary. Why do we need to use simple vocabulary? To avoid confusion. Don't use heavy jargon so that the audience is able to understand the context clearly. Keep the sentences short to improve the readability. Use active voice to make writing stronger and clearer. Eliminate redundancy. What do you mean by redundancy? Repeated aspect is redundancy. This is to ensure that the writing is concise. Be specific. This will help us to provide concrete information. Stay consistent. This would be helpful for us to avoid ambiguity. Use parallel structures to maintain the balance and the rhythm of it. Okay. So with this, we are completing the second part. Any doubts? Garimaji, you have mentioned here identifying instead of identify. Yes. Yes, people. Any now it is open for discussion. Ritu ma'am, I think I have explained it. Different tenses in the thesis chapter. It would be no. Even for introduction, review, objective also, try to have the same sentence throughout your thesis. That gives a better view for you. When you are publishing your thesis also, this kind of writing in the same tense would be better. Any other doubts? Okay. How to write previous studies? Use past tense, ma'am. If you are referring to, yeah, in literature review part, you can say that according to this particular person, he has found that this is what it is. Okay, so you can write it that way. Use past tense only, even in literature review. Literature review, you have to use past tense only because someone has already worked on that and you are referring to their work. Yes, Garima ma'am. I think I have answered your question. Okay, to minimize plagiarism, please don't hit me. Don't use AI tools for writing. Write on your own. Read the literature, understand the crux of it, put it in your own words, your style of writing. That will minimize the plagiarism. Okay, let me tell you here one practical tip as how I did when I wrote my thesis especially for literature review. I had reference of around 200 articles. So what I used to do is this was told to me by my guide and I followed that from the very beginning. I opened an Excel sheet. In that Excel sheet, I used to put the title name, APA style link for the bibliography. Okay, then I used to write the variables. What are the variables there? Which is dependent variable? What type of other variables used? Then I also used to write what is the objective of the study? Okay, how it went? That is another column. Then in crux, what I have understood from this particular article. Now, it is there in the last column. So I have around some 200 such columns, such cells I have. Now, what I did, I took them according to so and so. This is it. I started posting it in my Word document. Okay. After doing that, I revisited it and started reading them one by one. Certain places I found it good. Okay, it was there. Certain places I was like, Nandini, what are you doing? What have you written? Doesn't make any sense at all. So I went back to that particular original article again, went through, then I rewrote those lines again. That brought clarity in what people had done in my domain previously. Okay, it takes time, but it gives excellent work. When I finished my PhD, AI wasn't there, but I had my Excel, Manly, and all those stuff were there. Okay, so I took help of all these, but don't use AI for writing the thesis. Thank you, Madhuji. Right? Any other doubts or any other things you want to have a discussion here? Anybody? All right. So with this note, can we move on to the next?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Garima ji. Okay. So the third part is coherence and flow. What is coherence? Can anyone give me the meaning of coherence? What is the meaning of coherence? Yes, related to topic.
Correct.
Yes, Archana ji. Yes, Garima ji. Consistent. Good. So, coherent means we have a title, research title, and we have our objective. Whatever we are writing, it should have some sync or some flow towards this particular objective. Only then that makes sense as a whole. It has to, the words that we use should bring together every single detail and create a big picture. That is the job of coherence. So the ideas must connect logically, not just within the sentence, not just within the paragraph, not just between the paragraph, but also with the entire document. It should be like uh, if if a reader picks up your article, should not feel like keeping down. The reader should be compelled to complete that particular article and then only move. Just like a flow of river, it has to go through seamlessly, not like our Indian roads with all puddles. Here one puddle, there one puddle, the other side one puddle. No, it should not be like that. Okay, it should be like a smooth highway road, right? That is what we mean by coherence. So what is flow? Flow is the rhythm, or it shows the progression of the writing. How one sentence leads to the another. How one sentence, if you have seen this serials, mega serials especially, mega serials, what happens is, before they put to be continued, they will come to a position where it's, it's like we sit on the edge of our chair and looking for what is going to happen next, right? That's how each and every sentence must stay to the next sentence. Okay, so that's how it has to go. That is what we mean by flow. So coherence is a logical connection. Flow is a linguistic smoothness. Okay, so there should be a logical connection. At the same time, the words that we use should not be harsh on the context. It should be very smooth, soft, buttery. It should just flow, right? The various goals of coherent and flowing writing. How do we get it to know? Readers can follow your argument or narrative without any confusion. No confusion is there. Your writing feels natural and well structured. Okay. Your writing feels natural, well structured. Ideas are linked logically with each part building on the last. It should follow an argument, like, should flow smoothly. When you read through it again, you should have a connection from one to the other. Okay, that's how it is. Now let's see how to achieve that. We have something called as Peel method for the paragraph. Okay, so for the logical structure, use the paragraph effectively. Each paragraph should focus on just one main idea with an internal logic structure. Okay, that is what is the first step towards achieving the coherence and the flow. So Peel method, how do we use it? I told you that in the logical structure, you have to concentrate each and every paragraph. Okay, so here within the paragraph, how do we achieve it? So using Peel method. So what is P? P is point. State the main idea. For example, social media impacts students' concentration. Yes, it's a very strong notion that we are bringing in here. Most of us, 99% of us, are addicted towards the social media. that has a great impact on the concentration, especially the students. Okay, so this is the main point that we are trying to bring in. The first E talks about evidence with support, with facts or the example. There we can say that I'm not just talking just like that. A study, a 2023 study showed a 25% drop in attention span among students. This is the evidence that we have from the literature. This is the first E. The second E is explain. Explain how or why it's important. This social media affects the learning efficiency in online classroom. I don't know how many of you are really participating. How many of you are really listening? Leave about the students. We researchers. How many of us are really attending or attentive to this? Right? That's a very big question. Then we have L. L is the link. Connect to the next point. Thus, digital discipline must be taught to students. Yes, we need social media. We cannot say no to that. But we need to understand how to do it. Digital discipline. We can take the phone every 1 hour to see what is what. For 5 minutes. That is a time limit. So we have to bring the peel over there. We are giving the point, we are giving the evidence, we are explaining, and we are having a link, right? So that is peel, logical structure first. The second one is topic sentences for each and every paragraph. Normally, the first sentence of the paragraph introduces the main idea of the particular para. For example, online education provides flexibility to working professionals. So, whatever we are writing, excuse me, whatever we are writing in this particular paragraph, it's related to this, either online education or flexibility or to working professionals. That's the idea over here. Without any clear indication of the topic being discussed, the paragraph becomes unfocused and it becomes really confusing. Right? Use of transition words or phrases. What is this transition words? What is this use of transition words? I think recording has stopped. Okay. So use of the transition words or phrases is important. So transition words are like, end of episode 1 of a mega serial. That is a transition word, which keeps the viewer intrigued about that particular serial. In this case, our research article. So transition words acts as signposts for your reader, guiding them through your argument. For example, addition. What are the transition words? Furthermore, moreover, in addition. For example, online learning is flexible. Moreover, it is cost effective. It's adding more power to it. Contrast. However, on the other hand, nevertheless. So it gives a negative or a differentiated opinion. Online classes are flexible. However, they require discipline. Then we have cause and effect. Therefore, as a result, consequently. For example, the course was rigorous. As a result, students learned more. Examples. For example, for instance, To illustrate, students face distractions, for instance, social media apps. Simple. Conclusions. In conclusion, overall, thus, early preparation improves academic performance. Got it? Linking the sentences with the paragraph. Make sure each sentence builds logically from the one before. The poor flow should be avoided. For example, group work builds teamwork. The library is open late. Students must submit work by Friday. What is this? Group work build teamwork? Yes, okay. Library is open late. So what? Student must submit work by Friday. What work? There is no coherence between the sentences. Now we can redefine that into a better sentence. Group work builds teamwork among the students. This collaboration is especially effective when supported by resources like late library hours. These tools help students meet project deadlines efficiently. Now it makes sense. This is called as referencing words or the transition. Got it? Clear till this?
Yes, ma'am. Till now.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So use reference words, cohesive devices. So these words refer back to earlier ideas or point forward to coming ones, creating the cohesion. For example, demonstrative type, this, that, these, those. These are all some of the reference words which you can use for this cohesive devices. When we use some demonstrative constructs, okay, there we can use these words. Pronouns like it, they, he, she. Then repetition, repeating a key term again and again, reiterating that key word. Synonyms, using related terms, education, learning, all this. For example, students often struggle with procrastination. This issue can affect their academic performance. So this issue refers to what? Procrastination. So that particular words, this issue, refers to the cohesive devices. These are the words which point to the previous sentence also look forward to the upcoming sentence also. Right? These are called reference words. Right? Maintaining a clear overall structure. Till now we were talking about micro coherence. Now we are talking about macro coherence. At the document level, coherence means your sections are ordered logically. There is a flow. Example structure for an essay on online education. We have introduction, benefits of online education, challenges in online learning, case studies, recommendation, conclusion. Now we are seeing a proper thing on online education, structure for an essay on online education, right? Now, once the structure is ready, we will be able to write its content within that particular title. Introduction, whatever has to be done, it will be there. Benefits of online education, whatever has to be done, it will be there. Challenges, yes. You can write it. This is called as macro coherence. There is a flow of topics even in this online education, right? Repetition of key terms and synonyms. Repeating the terms, not continuously, but wherever possible, you can repeat it. This will actually helps in reinforcing the theme and create a cohesion. For example, remote learning requires reliable technology. Without it, online classes become difficult. As a result, many students in rural areas find virtual education challenging. So, remote learning, online classes, virtual education, all these are synonyms, but they are repeated so that it is getting reinforced. Got it? Use parallel structure for lists and comparison. Always, someone asked me, can I change the, what was it? What was the question? Can I use different phases? No, you cannot. Same here. Grammatical structure. If you are picking up one, please stick with that to enhance the readability and the rhythm. So poor parallelism, for example, the course teaches how to write clearly, to think critically, and clarity in arguments. No, it doesn't give a proper meaning. The course teaches how to write clearly, think critically, and argue persuasively, or argue with clarity. Much better is argue with clarity. Right? Simple and make sense. Avoid abrupt jumps between the idea. Use the transition statements in a proper augmentative way so that we move from one paragraph to the other seamlessly. Don't jumble the things. For example, online learning has several advantages for working adults. That is the paragraph end. Despite these benefits, online learning presents serious challenges for students in rural areas. So it states a contrast and a logical progression. Getting it? That is what we are talking about. Right? End of one paragraph should lead to the other paragraph. 9 key ways to enhance coherence. I'm sorry. How do we do it? Paragraph unity. Keep each and every paragraph small, focused on just one idea. The topic sentences should introduce the main point of each paragraph. Transition, keep it seamlessly. Linking the words and pronouns, this maintains a cohesion between the ideas. Have a clear structure, organize the document logically. Repetition and synonyms wherever possible. Reiterate the key terms. Not always, but still. Parallel structure, improve the rhythm and readability. Transition sentence, it moves smoothly between the section. Logical progression, make the overall argument build naturally. So this is with regard to the third part, cohesion and flow. So any doubts in this? Or any discussion required? No. Anything? Okay. Rati ma'am, you have posted, ma'am, when writing someone else's work, should we copy it or we write differently and given the citation added? See, if you are going to copy it just like that, you have to put it within quotes. But if your report if your thesis report is going to be filled with only quotes, that doesn't sound good, right? So you understand their work, okay, and put it in your words. That will make it much better. Okay, Ratima. Then can you explain transition phase? Yes. Transition is what? Okay. Are you all in habit of seeing movies or the serials? Even those who don't see the serials, we know that this is how it works, right? Like end of one paragraph is end of one episode. Understand it that way. Episode 2 is new paragraph starting. Right? So how do we do it? End of one paragraph, you have one particular sentence. Now the same sentence will be carried forward to the next, and then a proper thing would be happening. Right? Yes or no? That is the transition phase. Every paragraph, keep it simple, keep it concise. This is how it is. Keep it like that, and then you start working on them. Each idea. Now, these ideas have to be chained and brought to the conclusion. Even when you write your literature review, you have to take one variable at a time, and then you're going to work on them, right? Likewise, you have to build in that link and then bring it to the conclusion. Yes, people? So, that word which is linking, that chain which is linking both the paragraph is the transition phase. Okay. Any other discussion? Is there anything you want to discuss? Yes, narrow to broad. Actually speaking, you have a broad idea. You have a broad objective. You break down those objectives into various variables in the research, right? Now, each and every variable, you will be having an operational definition. That's what we call it literature review. How each and every one has used in the literature, right? Yes. Objectives. Any other thing to be discussed? Thank you, Mr. Abhishek. Yes. Anything else to be discussed here? Please. Please feel free to ask. We have 5 more minutes on this session. Then we'll go to the fourth part.
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. So we can move to the next. Okay. Next part is the academic style and tone. This academic style, this refers to the formal and the objective way of presenting ideas in the academic writing. Tone refers to the writer's attitude conveyed through the choice of words, sentence structure, and the level of formality. Okay, this is tone. Goal is to sound professional, credible, unbiased, and evidence-based. This is goal. Okay. Now let's revisit this. What is academic style? It's formal. Keep it in quotes. It's formal. We are going to present our ideas in the academic writing. So it has to be formal and it has to be objective based. So this is the style. Okay. Tone is what each and every one of us has our own attitude of conveying the same context. If the same topic has been given to someone else, okay, their style of presenting would be different, right? Through word choice, sentence structure, level of formality, etc. So that is what is tone. Tone refers to this. Okay. And the goal is to sound professional, credible, unbiased, and evidence-based. That's how you need to be. So what is our goal of academic writing? To be professional, to be credible, because where from credibility comes? Yes, I have taken the data sincerely, I have analyzed it properly, and then I have given it properly. Unbiased, it is unbiased. Then it is evidence-based. I'm not talking in air. I'm not giving my viewpoint alone. It is all evidence-based, ma'am. You can check it. Right? That is what is the goal for academic style and tone. We need to set that. So in this, we need to avoid casual writing, emotional writing, or opinionated language. According to me, this is it. No, don't write it. It needs to emphasize logic, neutrality, clarity, and respect for differing perspective. That's how it has to be. Avoid personal language. So let's break down into further. This is the crux of this particular part. Now we will see how to go about doing it. We need to avoid the personal language unless specifically allowed. So it's mostly impersonal and it's objective based. Avoid first person pronouns like I, we, my, and all. Always have the third person writing. Okay, it should be unless and until it's your own experience which you are penning down. Okay, then it's fine. Otherwise, it's not allowed. I believe students learn better with visuals. Who wants your view? Who wants your belief? No one is going to ask. So how do we write? Research suggests that visual aids enhance students' learning. This sounds better, right? Because oh, I'm sorry. Okay, let me do this example again. I didn't notice my audio was muted. Okay. I believe students learn better with visuals. Who wants the writer's belief? Nobody wants that. They want proof. Okay. Research suggests that visual aids enhance the students' learning. This sounds better. Research is there, man. It is proven. Okay. Use formal vocabulary. You avoid all the slangs, contractions, informal expression, all that. In academic writing, we use precise, formal word choices. Okay, instead of a lot of, we normally use many or numerous. That's how we put it. Then get. Instead of get, we write obtain, receive. Kids, we don't say kids, we say children or young learners. think about, use, consider, examine. That gives a better value to the sentence. Can't. Can't is just informal. We need to use a complete word. Cannot. Kind of, sort of, kind of this, kind of that. People keep saying, no, don't do that. Say somewhat, moderately. Okay. For example, a lot of kids didn't get good grades. Totally informal. Many students did not achieve satisfactory academic performance. Another thing is, even when we are trying to give a negative statement, okay, that has to be given in a subtle manner, in a diplomatic manner. Many students did not achieve satisfactory academic performance. Okay. Use hedging language. What do we mean by hedging language? Cautious language. We need to be cautious in writing. Don't use ambiguous statements. We should reflect on limited evidence. We should not use ambiguity like tentative, neutral, all this we should not be using. Scientifically honest, no, we should not be using all that. For example, online learning is better than classroom learning. No, you cannot jump into conclusion. Be cautious in writing, because once you write, that's it. Online learning may be more effective for some learners. Yeah, this sounds good. This sounds logical. This proves that. What are you trying to prove? This suggests that. This seems better, right? It will cost. It will cost, meaning it's a very harsh statement. It could result in. This is a tapered, smoother version of it. For example, this technique solves all student concentration issue. No, we cannot really solve all student concentration issue. This technique appears to improve student concentration in some context. Yes, this seems logical, because we cannot eradicate the students' concentration issue altogether. We cannot do that, right? Avoid contractions and colloquialization. What is this? Colloquialisms. Colloquial language. That is what we mean by here. Okay, contractions like don't. Instead of do not, we use don't, can't, won't. These are all contractions. And casual phrases, or normally we say colloquial words. These makes writing conversational, not scholarly. Students don't like long lectures because they are boring. No, that's not right way of writing academic. Academic way of writing is, students do not prefer extended lectures as they may reduce engagement. This sounds better, right? Evidence-based argumentation. Every claim in academic writing must be supported with evidence. Evidence, evidence, evidence. That's most important. Like data, statistics, examples from literatures, theories or models, citations, all these things. Opinion-based assertions, avoid it. Group projects are the best way to learn. This is an example. How do we say group projects are best way to learn? A study by Chen found that collaborative learning improves problem-solving skills among undergraduates. This is a better way. A study by Chen found that collaborative learning improves problem-solving skills among the undergraduates. This is a supported statement, right? Use always third-person perspective. I found that. No, that's wrong. The study found that. We can see that. No. Instead use, it can be observed that. My opinion is, who's asking your opinion? It is widely accepted that. Yes, that's the way it has to be. Right? Maintain consistency in style and tense. Inconsistent tense or style confuses the reader. Use past tense for specific research. Like one of you was asking, Ritu Ma'am, I suppose. You were asking about how to post literature review in past tense. The survey was conducted, the study was conducted by so and so authors, and the conclusion was. You can put it that way. Present tense for general facts. Water boils at 100 degrees centigrade. Long ago also, it boiled at 100 degrees centigrade. Today also it boils at 100 degrees centigrade. In future also it will be the same thing. Right? For such things, use present tense. For example, this paper examines, this is used for present tense. This paper examines the effects of pollution. A study by Raw found is, now we are going back to the literature review, that noise levels have increased by 30%. So this paper is talking about pollution. There was a study conducted by Raw in the year 2022 that the noise levels have increased by 30%. Avoid overgeneralization and biasness. Do not make sweeping claims or show favoritism towards a particular idea without any support. Everyone knows that online learning is better. Who is that everyone? How do they conclude that online learning is better? We don't have any question. This is a biased statement. Instead, we can have some research suggests that online learning may offer benefits, though results are context dependent. This makes some sense, right? It gives a balance. Like it gives a balance between the things. Some of the practical examples. Kids don't like homework. That's an informal sentence. Some mom talking. No. Children often show low engagement with homework tasks. This is a better version. A lot of studies shows that stress is bad. No, that's wrong. Numerous studies have demonstrated the negative effects of stress. Stress is not bad actually. The effect of stress is bad. That has to be very clearly iterated here. I think the results are good. Who wants your view, man? The results appear promising. This seems good. This stuff is really important. These findings are highly significant. You're able to make a comparison between the informal sentence and the academic version? Yes? So the key features of academic style and tone is formal tone, we have to use professional and academic language, objective voice, hedging language, avoid contractions or slang, use third-person perspective, support with evidence, use consistent tense, avoid biasness. So these are the features of academic style and tone. Okay? So any discussion to be done here? Any discussion? I just want to ask you one question in my literature review. How old papers can be reviewed or add in my research? Okay. A general statement that not less than 10 years. Okay. Not less than 10 years should be used in literature review. But some of the articles or some of the topics itself might be so new that getting research articles is a tough task. There you can go till 20 years. Again, it is the decision of your research guide. Okay, because it depends from one topic to another. Your research guide is the best person to decide on this. Any other discussion? Yes, people. Any other thing to be discussed? Or is it so clear? We have around 5 minutes for this section. Okay, this is an open forum. Please come up with questions. So I'll be very happy to answer your questions. I was actually talking with Bennett sir that I'll be very happy if I get interactive audience. Any discussions or any doubts?
No, ma'am. Everything is clear.
Okay, Garimaji. So in that case, we will move on to the next part and the last part. So some of the practice sessions, okay? The objective of this particular thing is to reinforce the concept of clarity, coherence, and academic style by applying them in the practical exercise. So since all of you are researchers, I'm giving you as instruction itself. Okay, so that we will be able to give such activity even to our research students or to our other students also. Okay, because the actual learning starts after we attain our doctorate degree. I feel so. This is my opinion. If it is writing, I won't be putting it this way. The research found that several doctorates scholars have found that it is only after acquiring the doctoral degree the real research starts. Actually, I started understanding things better after my doctorate degree only. Till then, like many of you here, I was totally confused in a super duper mess. Right? Okay, let's see. Students these days are not really that interested in reading stuff unless it's fun and interactive. Not just today's scenario, everyone. Many students today show limited interest in reading unless the material is engaging and interactive. The next one, coherence and paragraph reordering. Okay, let's see. These changes have made communication quicker but also less personal. Over the past decade, digital technologies have transformed communication. As a result, people are now more connected than ever. The rise of smartphones and social media platforms has especially altered how we interact. This is a jumbled sentences. The order is not proper. How do we order it? Over the past decade, digital technologies have transformed communication. The rise of smartphones and social media platforms has especially altered how we interact. These changes have made communication quicker, but also less personal. As a result, people are now more connected than ever. So now it has some meaning, right? Academic tone rewriting. I think a lot of students don't like lectures because they are boring. No, that's not how it is. Many students appear to be disengaged during traditional lectures, possibly due to a lack of interactive element. So that's how we need to write it. Research-based insights, optional slides or handouts. So we can put it this way. These are, you can take a screenshot of the slide. So you can find, I have taken help from these research study to prepare this particular presentation. So you can take a screenshot of this. So you'll be able to find a lot of help in this, especially the research scholars. For you, this will be helpful. Can I move to the next?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So here, what do you need to remember? Clarity, coherence, style and tone, it should be there. For which you need to practice, you have to revisit your own article, your own sentences again and again. There are various tools available. So I have some bonus handouts also, like transition word cheat sheet. If you want, I can share it with you. One second. All right. Academic writing transition word cheat sheet. To add information, you need to add same level idea, like moreover, furthermore, in addition, also, similarly. To emphasize, you need to say indeed, in fact, notably, above all, importantly. Examples, for instance, to illustrate such as namely. That's how it is. You can show cause and effect thing. Show the result, show the reason, show the purpose. So you can use these words. Okay. Then to compare and contrast, to compare similarly, likewise, in the same way, you can use these words. Contrast, you can use however, on the other hand, nevertheless, although, whereas, in contrast. To show time or sequence, you can use sequence of ideas, show the time. To clarify or explain, you can use rephrase or explain, give the details. To show concision or contrast, to conclude, this is it, summarize, reiterate point. To emphasize, highlight the key point. Avoid overusing the same transition repeatedly. Transition should be catchy. At the same time, you should not lose track of what you're doing. The relationship between the previous paragraph and the next paragraph should not be lost. The grammar should be proper. The tense should be proper. Okay. So this is with regard to academic writing transition word sheet. Okay. The next what we will be seeing is academic style conversion table. Okay, how do I get it done? in um, in the literature review, if the writing style is like this, how do I change it? For that, you have this academic style conversion table. It's available on web. I have just downloaded it from web only. I have done nothing to it. It's directly available from the web. Type in Google academic style conversion table, you get it. So informal, I think, but informal, you don't use I think, you use it is argued that, it appears that, evidence suggests that, avoid personal opinion, use unless until it is reflective writing. Wherever a lot of numbers are considered, use specific quantifiers. Really very, so often redundant in academic tone. Informal, you can see, it can be observed, no one observed. You need to avoid addressing the reader directly. Kids, guys, you don't call guys, you call individuals or people. Use precise and inclusive term. Use specific academic verbs. Obtain, acquire, receive. You don't use get. Anybody has any doubt? Samsung SM156B. Can you please mute yourself?
Mute your mic.
I am not able to do that. Okay, I have muted. Okay, so this is a table which shows academic style conversion table. You can directly get it from web page. In Google, you just type this particular word. Okay, you can get it. Okay. Oh, right. Now, you have this, two more aspects are there. Sentence starters for topic sentence. How do we start a sentence? That is one big task for all the researchers, right? This also you type in Google, you get the entire sheet. This is again a cheat sheet. Sentence starters for topic sentences. One important aspect is when we are introducing a new idea, how do we do it? To expand or to add an idea, how do we do it? Okay. Then to compare or contrast, how we do it? To provide example or evidence, how do we do it? To show cause and effect, to emphasize a point, how do we do it? Clarify or explain, indicate time or sequence, then introduce an alternate view, to conclude or summarize, how to start a particular sentence. So all these things are here in this particular cheat sheet. Then hedging word bank for academics. Model verbs like may, might, can, could, would, should. How do we use this? The result may indicate a correlation between stress and performance. So likewise, adverb of degree, how do we do it? Possibly, probably, potentially. Each one has its own meaning. Identify, do some research before you actually start writing. Okay, verbs of cautious claim. Then phrases to qualify the statement. It is possible that. There is some evidence to suggest. It could be argued that, etc. Adjectives to soften the claim. Instead of having harsh sentences, we can soften it. Why do we use it? We don't make any claim. Okay. We show respect for the complexity and alternate views, demonstrate critical thinking and academic humility, encourages open dialogue and discussion. So hedging is one particular thing which everyone should use in the academic writing. We don't we don't say this is it. No, don't be harsh on it. Those are words. Soft. Handle them with soft. Use hedging. So here is one example. This proves that social media causes anxiety. Why so much hatred towards social media, man? This suggests that social media may contribute to increased anxiety. This is a little softer version. Both says the same thing, but a different perspective. Always proofread and revise the draft. When you are saving your document, please always save as version 1, topic, date. Version 2, topic, date. Likewise, you keep doing it so that we will be avoiding redundancy within our system. Right? Don't use AI tools. Take help, but don't fully depend on them. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So, anything you want to share or anything you want to ask? There are messages. There, Madhu Sharma, very informative session. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, Madhu Sharma. Really, it was a nice session, ma'am. Thank you, Archana, ma'am. It is a great session, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ritu, ma'am. Any discussion you want to have here? We still have 5 more minutes. Thank you, Dicky Ongmu.
Madam, good evening, madam.
Good evening, Rao, sir.
Dr. Miss Rao from Andhra Pradesh, Dean School of History, Culture and Archaeology,
Yes, sir.
Potri Ramlu Telugu University, Andhra Pradesh.
Yes, sir.
So really it is very wonderful and it is very useful to the research scholars to
Oh, thank
write
you so much,
the
sir.
articles. It is the
Okay.
most important to prepare the research articles or thesis or whatever we call the any article depends upon the nowadays. Only thesis also have the UGC has given 10% only the plagiarism.
Yeah.
So it is very, very useful and very needy lecture I heard from your side. So really it is appreciable to the organizers. Really Bennett sir. So you are selected, Professor Nandini madam. Really I felt very happy to see you, madam.
Thank you
So this
so
is
much, Raoji.
I am the Dean of Telugu University, madam.
Thank you so much, sir. I'll be very happy
Really, I felt
to.
very happy to see you also, madam.
Thank you so much.
Actually, my scholars who got a PhD awarded 8 members and 17 members got MPhil degrees under my supervision.
Super,
Even
sir.
though I was joined as a research assistant, because to know the latest updates from your side.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. It
Thank you, madam.
really
Thank you very
makes me
much.
happy.
And really, I felt very happy to see you. And Dr. Professor Bennett, sir, I felt very happy to heard these lectures. You are also doing a very good job, sir. Thank you, madam. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you,
Good
sir.
night.
To just conclude, I've just left my contact number and my mail ID in the chat box. Anyone needs any help, please feel free to ask. Currently, I'm working on emotional intelligence using Tai Chi. So that is my forte, which I'm working on. And I'm happy to give lecture today, and I'm happy to have this kind of audience. Bennett sir has rightly said the audience are really enthusiastic and they come up with a lot of discussion. And today I'm really happy to have such an audience. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I'll be happy if any of you want me to address on emotional well-being also in your college for your students. I'll be very happy to do that. please.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everything.
Yes. So thank you so much, Dr. Nandini ma'am.
Thank you,
And
Bennett sir,
indeed,
for
I'm
this
very happy.
opportunity.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Actually, I was in a dilemma that you are in the Center for Learning. I don't know how we are going to complete the syllabus because we used to frame a syllabus. Then only we used to frame the brochure. This is what we used to do. But you really, ma'am, we enjoyed the show. It is not like a class. It is like a show. And we were able to grasp all the information from your side. So thank you so much. Sincerely, I have to thank God for having me to connect with this kind of legends in the field. Yes, Rao sir, thank you so much for your feedback, sir. Normally, we are not money based. So we used to take the resource person in such a way that they are going to give us knowledge in a different, what was that, a specific location. So today I hope
Thank you,
so
sir.
that
Thank you
all
very
the,
much, sir, for
yeah,
requirement.
yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So today I hope so everybody will enjoy the classes. So still we get 3 more days. We are almost
Yeah.
come to the finding final level. Still 3 more days requesting you all to participate with the same into same power and knowledge. I used to say the term education is a learning process, and where learning comes from questioning and logical reasoning. So this is what happened today. So when the resource person is able to teach us in a different way, we are so eagerly interested to ask n number of questions. It's not because of he is expert. No, it is not. It is not because of we don't know anything. That also no. He knows something, and we want to know more thing from that something. That is what college education means, and that is what exactly happened today. So sincerely, I have to thank all the participants first of all, and followed by I have to thank the resource person for the day today. He entirely taken all our attention for 2 hours. So this is not an easy task, sitting in front of a computer or laptop or a mobile phone for a continuous 2 hours. But she made it to sit in front of it, and she made us to learn something. Okay, and thank you so much, ma'am, once again, and good night to all the participants. See you
Thank you
tomorrow.
so much
See,
for
we
this
are ending
great
the
opportunity, sir.
yes. So we are ending the session by Pakka 8 o'clock. But the participants are coming late. Please don't do that because we are taking huge effort for this international event. Please, huh? So requesting you all to be on time for tomorrow. Thank you so much. Good night.